Luke chapter 5. Now it was, while the multitude pressed upon him and heard the word of the God, that he was standing by the lake of Gennesaret. And he saw two boats standing by the lake, but the fishermen had gone out of them and were washing their nets. And he entered into one of the boats, which was Simon's, and asked him to put out a little from the land. And he sat down and taught the multitudes out of the boat. And when he had left speaking, he said to Simon, "Put out into the deep, and let down your nets for a catching." And Simon answered and said, "Master, we toiled all night, and took nothing, but at thy word I will let down the nets." And when they had done this, they enclosed a great multitude of fishes, and their nets were breaking. And they beckoned to their partners in the other boat, that they should come and help them. And they came and filled both the boats, so that they began to sink. But Simon Petro, when he saw it, fell down at Yeshua's knees, saying, "Depart from me, for I am a sinful man, O Lord." For he was amazed, and all that were with him, at the catching of the fishes which they had taken. And so were also Jacob and Johanan, sons of Zebedee, who were partners with Simon. And Yeshua said to Simon, "Fear not, from henceforth thou shalt catch men." And when they had brought their boats to land, they left all and followed him. And it was, while he was in one of the cities, behold, a man full of leprosy. And when he saw Yeshua, he fell on his face and besought him, saying, "Lord, if thou wilt, thou canst make me clean." And he stretched forth his hand and touched him, saying, "I will, be thou made clean." And immediately the leprosy departed from him. And he charged him to tell no man, but, having departed, show thou thyself to the priest, and offer thou for thy cleansing, according as Moshe commanded, for a testimony to them. But so much the more went abroad the report concerning him, and great multitudes came together to hear, and to be healed of their infirmities. But he withdrew himself in the deserts, and prayed. And it was on one of those days that he was teaching, and there were Parishayah, and teachers of the law sitting by, who were come out of every village of Galilee, and Judea, and Jerusalem. And the power of Lord Yahweh was with him to heal. And behold, men bring on a bed a man who was one paralyzed. And they sought to bring him in, and to lay him before him. And not finding by what way they might bring him in, because of the multitude, they went up to the housetop, and let him down through the tiles, with his couch, into the midst, before Yeshua. And seeing their faith, he said, "Man, thy sins are forgiven thee." And the scribes and the Parishayah began to reason, saying, Who is this that speaketh blasphemies? Who can forgive sins but God alone? But Yeshua, perceiving their reasonings, answered and said to them, Why reason ye in your hearts? Which is easier, to say, Thy sins are forgiven thee, or to say, Arise and walk? But that ye may know that the Son of the Man hath authority on earth to forgive sins, he said to the paralyzed one, I say to thee, Arise, and take up thy couch, and go to thy house. And immediately he rose up before them, and took up that whereon he lay, and departed to his house, glorifying the God. And amazement took hold on all, and they glorified the God, and they were filled with fear, saying, We have seen strange things today. And after these things he went forth, and beheld a publican named Levi, sitting at the place of toll, and he said to him, Follow me. And he forsook all, and rose up and followed him. And Levi made him a great feast in his house, and there was a great multitude of publicans and of others that were with them, reclining to eat. And the Parishayah and their scribes murmured against his disciples, saying, Why do ye eat and drink with the publicans and sinners? And Yeshua answering said to them, They that are in health have no need of a physician, but they that are sick. I am not come to call the righteous, but sinners into repentance. And they said to him, The disciples of Yohanan fast often, and make supplications. Likewise also the disciples of the Parishayah, but thine eat and drink. And Yeshua said to them, Can ye make the sons of the bride chamber fast, while the bridegroom is with them? But the days will come, and when the bridegroom shall be taken away from them, then will they fast in those days. And he spoke also a parable to them. No man, having ripped a piece from a new garment, is putting it upon an old garment. Else he will rip the new, and also the piece from the new will not agree with the old. And no man is throwing new wine into old wineskins, else the new wine will burst the skins, and itself will be poured out, and the skins will perish. But new wine is thrown into fresh wineskins. And no man having drunk old desireth new, for he saith, The old is good.